On the front page here, it says rioters to pay. I mean, in Nu, the embers are still being felt. In Rajasthan as well. I mean, उसकी जो law है वो राजस्थान तक पहुंच चुकी है. Rioters to pay, says Manohar Lal Khattar, Chief Minister of Haryana, as the death toll rises to 6. 166 people have been arrested. Now, Varghese, before we open this up, all right, again, telling the viewers that the idea is not to throw up sensational news. It's important that we talk about just the facts here because people are scared out there. I've been getting calls all day yesterday. Can I make it to this place? Can I go to this particular border? Is Badarpur border going to be safe? Is entering Faridabad going to be safe? Can I cross over into Ashram? I mean, these are questions. The national capital is really worried and it's talking about what's really happening around it. People are constantly saying that 2024 election is right around the corner and this is a clear blueprint that is now out in the open. People have stopped. You know what bothers me the most? Is that people have stopped giving it any kind of weightage. People are being killed. Hatred. People have stopped giving it any kind of weightage. They think it's trivialized. Right here on the front page, there's a nice infographic. Let's throw those numbers and information at you. Several Gurgaon slums empty as families flee. Haryana police announced plan to permanently deploy a 1,000-strong India Reserve Battalion and a separate police station to investigate cow smuggling cases in Nu. Gurgaon administration refuses to permit Mahapanchayat called by VHP in Manesar and another plan to block the Delhi-Jaipur expressway. Housekeeping and domestic helpers stop reporting to work at Gurgaon societies that are close to violence-hit areas. Several slum clusters in the area empty as many families flee. Curfew-like situation after 4 arson attacks on mosques in Palwal on Monday. 12 FIRs registered in the district particularly. Now, videos with hate speeches and threats still circulate online. Cops say it's a long process to get social media websites to take down content. And I agree that, it's a long drawn process. You can't just call up Facebook, can you, take this video down on Facebook? Like, okay, fine, we won't even check, verify, cross-check. We'll just take the video down. It doesn't happen like that. There is a long drawn process. But this is a very city life perspective here in the Times of India. Again, not trying to call out who's got what perspective, just trying to decode the news here.
See, it's talking
people
about
on the
people
ground.
On the ground. This is the kind of thing, impact is
the
going
people
to be
who've
there.
left their shanties, people who've left the slums, their ordeal. Who's going to talk about their ordeal? People are talking about how housekeeping services are unavailable at these residential societies because people in near the violence hit areas, they can't come and clean your home. I mean, come on, we've got to talk about the people over there. People are facing actual problem on the ground as well. They can't go outside. Shops have been gutted. Whatever is left isn't opening anymore. Buying milk and daily essentials is a problem for all these people.
Well, this fear factor that has happened, especially after the violence, that was one thing that also bothered the administration. And yesterday we had all those statements coming in from the top police officers.
Take a look at that, Varghese. Take a look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, people are fleeing. People are leaving.
Actually moving with their belongings, whatever they can have. So yesterday the administration had made those claims, and especially the police officers did make those claims. What claims they in fact tried to say is that they have been able to bring situation under control. Of course, you had the Gurugram police officers, top cops in Gurugram going out and saying that things are as normal. There are shops that are open, there are offices that are open, people need not fear. We have brought things under control and we are keeping a close vigil on those areas that have the potential to, in fact, become problematic. So this was the kind of assurance that we were given. But of course, when violence happens, it's going to be very difficult to assure a lot of people. The people who are going to get first in the crosshairs are, of course, from these areas where there is a potential of easy targets, and I think the shanties have been an easy target, the slum areas have been an easy target. So that is the kind of difficulty that we are actually seeing right now. So when we see the kind of fleeing that is happening, of course, these are people who do not want to risk their daily lives. They're taking that risk of not reporting to work or this thing because they have to in fact move. This is the actual impact of this violence. It is the poor who get completely affected because of this violence. But then, Kabir, this is you were saying 100 and how many? 166 people were
166
people were this thing. 44 FIRs were registered for attack on the yatra itself, the Jalabhishek Yatra.
Take a look at this. The Times of India has put out, quite starkly on its top anchor. It says, what went wrong? Cops were too few, Lapses were too many, and I think you were also talking to Yashwardhan Azad yesterday.
Yeah, he said the local administration has completely failed. He said that, see, this is something that has been out in the open. People knew there was something building up, and the local administration should have been completely hauled up for what they have done. He said that those who are representing the local
Mayawati
administration
was right yesterday when she said from Haryana to Manipur, it's all like a burning kind of a situation. Take a look at this. These forces on the ground and the army personnel in Manipur. I mean, people are constantly saying, what's happening in the country.
But
take a look at this. New clashes. Despite threats swirling on social media, police deployment was thin. Weapons were not tracked. Underprepared intelligence also failed. Around 800 cops were deployed during the yatra. 800 Varghese, 800 cops. Around 5,000 for around 5,000 yatra participants. Now, new police's strength, around 700, including home guards and SPO. 100 cops diverted for VIP duty. Now, major lapses, take a look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, major lapses. Inadequate deployment of police forces. Police deployed for yatra not equipped to deal with riots. So, basically the riot gear, the helmets, the little safety equipment that they have, they were not prepared with those. The SP was not present on the ground. Police were unaware about stockpiling of arms and ammunition, which were later used by those in the procession.
They are those local gunners that had supplied them with those local pistols and guns.
Surveillance was lacking. No preemptive action, even though hate speech circulated online days ahead of the yatra.
That is the thing, no? That is the thing, that there's so much of evidence that was there, and yet nobody acted upon it. And now I'm interested, you have these statements coming in. For example, in the Tribune, they're saying that there will be a panel to scan the social media platforms.
Three-member panel.
Yeah. Home Minister Anil said on Wednesday that the state government had formed a 3-member committee to monitor social media activities since July 21st for their possible role in no violence. All social media platforms would be thoroughly scanned for any provocative post, he added. The committee would have appropriate legal action against individual found spreading feeling of hatred or misinformation. Now, I mean, this was something that you should have kept monitoring, not after the incident has happened, right? So that is something. And now,
and this is something the Home Minister Anil Vij has said. And you know what? Before we move on, throw some more facts for the viewers. Let's quickly listen into what the Home Minister actually had to say. Let's play that bite out.
और सोशल मीडिया ने क्योंकि इस नू वाले हादसे में बहुत बड़ी भूमिका अदा की है, तो उसके लिए भी मैंने एक 3 सदस्यीय समिति बना दी जो 21 जुलाई से लेके 31 जुलाई तक और उसके आगे तक हर सोशल मीडिया को स्कैन करेगी, हर फेसबुक को, ट्विटर को और व्हाट्सएप को स्कैन करेगी। अगर कहीं पर भी किसी ने कोई उत्तेजनात्मक पोस्ट डाली होगी तो कानून के तहत उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई की जाएगी। और इसके साथ ही मैं हरियाणा के लोगों से भी प्रार्थना करना चाहता हूं कि कोई पोस्ट मत डालिए, किसी को अंधाधुंध फॉरवर्ड मत करिए। आप ये जानिए कि हम उस पर निगाह रखे हुए हैं। हमने पहले शांति बहाल करनी है, अपने प्रदेश में शांति स्थापित करनी है। ये हमारा फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट कार्य बनता है।
Shanti sthapit karni hai. This is the first and foremost priority. But even as NU has, relented a little bit, आग की भड़के जिसे कहते हैं ना, वो बाहर तक महसूस हो रही हैं. You can feel it in Rajasthan, and more importantly, take a look at what I'm reading here. It says no curfew, but in Palwal, it seems like one after clashes and arsons. It seems like one after clashes and arsons. So it's not a curfew, but in Palwal, the situation is so grim that it seems like it's a curfew after the clashes and arson. Markets are shut, residents are staying at home, and forces are carrying out flag marches. I mean, take a look at these visuals, Varghese, the embers. I mean, how do you distinguish between the abhorrent violence that we're witnessing in Manipur and what's happening in these areas? Again, not trying to, create that sense of animosity and fear in the public. The government and the local administration is, of course, trying its level best. The only thing that we're miffed with and are probably questioning right now is that why were they caught napping? You've got a little blurb there on the side that what does that say?
This story, in fact, what I would like to see is that I'm shocked after reading this. It's a very, it's been given on the 4th page of the Tribune. It has been during the riots, it's been a close shave for judge and daughter. Among the many victims who had a close shave during the July 31 NU clashes was the additional Chief Judicial Magistrate, ACJM Anjali Jain, her 3-year-old daughter and her staff. Anjali Jain, whose car was set on fire hid inside a workshop at an old bus stand to save herself. An FIR has been registered against unknown people in the complaint at Tekchand, a processor server at a local court in Nu. As per the complainant, at around 1 p.m., Anjali Jain, her daughter, gunman Siaram and Tekchand had gone to SKM Medical College Nalad to get some medicines in a Volkswagen car registered.
It's right
in
here
the
on
name,
the bottom page here as well.
in the name of the ACGM, around 2 p.m. when they were returning, around 100 and 150 rioters attacked them near the old bus stand. Now, we are talking about a judge being unsafe. You're talking about a judge being unsafe.
Mob of 100 and 150 people.
And stones hit the car rear pane, and all the 4 occupants left the car immediately and fled. They hid at a workshop where advocates rescued them. Now, what is happening? You have is this the kind of free hand the rioters had when this was happening? That a judge was unsafe?
And they were getting medicines.
And they had gone to get medicines, and a judge, you see, a judge was unsafe over here, Kabir.
And Manohar Lal Khattar says those guilty will be made to pay for their losses. You know, let's also try and decode what the Chief Minister had to say. You would expect the Chief Minister to come out and, you know, embalm the wounds of the people who have lost their loved ones, try to restore a sense of credibility and safety and security in the people who are living in Haryana. But what are some of the salient points that Manohar Lal Khattar did say, in fact?
See, what I'll just show that the kind of statement he had put out first. He says we'll act against hate mongers, a close vigil is being kept on social media, and strict action will be taken against those making hate speeches. Data of people spreading propaganda is also being collected, and action will be taken against them. This is about the investigation going on. Secondly, he also made statements appealing for peace, saying that it is time to keep brotherhood in place and all that. I mean, that is what we should have had. But then, in all that, you have one statement coming in which stands out. What is the statement? He says that the government might not be able to protect everyone. Now, that statement...
Wait a minute. So, it's not the government's job to protect everyone.
But, see, the fact remains...
So, the government is not even going to try.
No.
I understand. I understand. We're 140 crore people. We are already looking at people leaving their homes and going back. And when the Chief Minister should be coming out and, you know, giving that sense of security, restoring that sense of security in the people out there. And he's saying that it's impossible for the government to protect everyone.
I mean, I don't know why he made that statement, because at the moment he should have tried to put out a lot more when it comes to the situation on the ground. But then, Kabir, there is something within his own cabinet. There is a kind of a murmur going about why he was not able to control the situation.
That's absolutely
fine. His own alliance partner,
politics.
They came out and they said that there is something that they, the government has to be looking at. And yesterday we did play out Dushyant Chautala's bite as well, the alliance partner.
He's saying that there is proper backroom managing here. Yeah. This is very orchestrated. This is planned.
So all that has been, the concern that we are looking at.
But I still don't understand how a Chief Minister can come out and say that it's impossible for a government to safeguard everybody.
But
how does that fly?
I mean, that is something that is there, and of course, I was just looking at it. There was a reaction coming in from Mamata Banerjee on this statement itself, and where it said that she did on no violence. I think it's in the Hindustan Times. I was not able to get through that particular article over here, but I'm just looking at the online copy. Interesting statement. It says the headline goes like this: the PTI copy only. On no violence, CM Khattar says can't protect everyone. Mamata agrees, but CM Mamata Banerjee wondered why no central teams were sent to these states where the incidents of communal violence have taken place. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Wednesday welcomed her Haryana counterpart and BJP leader Manohar Lal Khattar's statement that not everyone could be protected. But she said that the government should not promote casteism or communal tension.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to pay any sort of close attention to what Mamata Banerjee had to say. This is a very Haryana matter, not a West Bengal matter, and West Bengal is dealing with its own kind of violence.
It's kind of violence.
The pre-panchayat poll violence, we all saw how many deaths took place.
Yeah, but the fact remains is that that's where, you hit the nail on the head. I'll just read that statement. Just listen to it carefully. I have seen Manohar Lal Khattar's statement. Not as a politician, but as a citizen of this country, I will appreciate his statement sorry, it's again. I will appreciate his statement because it's a fact that the government cannot give protection to
And
everyone.
I understand, I agree. But you don't say that. You don't come out and tell your people. I mean, when your people need you to restore a sense of security, a sense of confidence in the government, you're coming out and saying that it's impossible for the government to do so. That, I mean, for me, as a citizen of this country, you know, it doesn't fly with me.
I agree with I agree with certain aspects of it because there is a practicality of a situation. See, it depends upon the ratio of the forces that you have when such things happen, and when you have a larger crowd, it's going to, of course, be very difficult to give some kind of protection. But Kabir, let us also understand that this could have been monitored much early because the signs of what was to come was already there on social media. Someone gave it a slip.
It's clear cut.
Yeah,
It's out in the open.
Now
Clear cut lapses by the
now you're saying that
the local administration.
You know, when we read the statement along with the judges, the ACJM judges' experience, I mean, it just says that something is terribly wrong. It just says that something is terribly wrong. If protection cannot be given to even a judge had to run for her life.
Well, Haryana death toll mounts. It's gone up to 6. 166 people have been arrested. The lapses, we've given you those numbers. There's an internet ban in about 4 districts, and Haryana Chief Minister says can't protect all.